Quest explores various pathways through which you can connect with the infinite wisdom of the universe and apply it to personal, professional, and spiritual growth. This program, featuring accomplished practitioners, educators, and authors, is provided by Infinity Foundation, an innovative center for holistic studies and research. We invite you to share this journey with us.
Hello, welcome to Inner Quest. My name is Jay Stone, your host for today, and our guest is Taj. Welcome, Taj.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here, Jay.
Taj is a multi-talented person. Taj is a dancer, educator, and philanthropist. She's extensively involved in mind-body disciplines. Taj believes that self-awareness helps bring healing and peace to our world. Taj combines the study of holistic art and science into compelling workshops and international lectures. Taj is also the author of this wonderful new book. It's called Final Feliz.
Correct, that's absolutely perfect.
Now, what was the original, and by the way, I looked through the book before the show. It's very artistic and creative.
Thank you.
What was the inspiration for this book?
Final Feliz, that the meaning, it means happy ending in Portuguese. And it originally was inspired by the idea of wanting to create a work about dance. I actually thought that I was writing a manual about movement. And over time I realized that the content was not potent enough to make an impact, I felt. So I continued on, and the more I listened to what the work wanted to deliver, it started to say, I want you to think of dance as a broader definition. Think about dance being how we interact, and not just styles of dance, but how we interact globally and the differences.
Now, would a non-dancer be interested in your book?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Why?
Because there's a lot of stylings. Speaking of stylings, Brazilian Samba, we're going to have a workshop for Infinity on June the 3rd where men and women are welcome to come, and you don't need a dance partner, you don't need dance experience. Dance is about community building, and it always has been, and world dances especially so.
Now, your foreword is written by Shiva Rea.
Correct.
And why did you ask Shiva Rea to write the foreword?
Well, when I started thinking about a foreword, I really only had one person in mind. And we didn't know each other personally. I had to really take some time and get really grounded because I knew exactly what I wanted. I was drawn to her energy, I was drawn to her work, I was drawn to her authenticity, and then the fear comes in. But then I decided to negate the fear and just move forward.
And isn't that something you would try to do in dance, is to be aware? I did dance therapy for like 3 or 4 years.
Oh, you did? Okay, okay.
But isn't that something you do during a dance, is just to be aware of the energy, the fear, the worry, and dance through it?
Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
Now, you know, besides teaching at Infinity, do you teach at other places?
I do. I have classes ongoing in Evanston at the Levy Center. I have classes ongoing at the Beverly Arts Center as well. And I also do workshops throughout the city, throughout the nation, and I travel worldwide as well.
Yeah. And do you work with children?
I do. I work with children. I love working with children because they're so honest. I work with adults of different generations as well.
Now, the class at Infinity,
yes,
is that going to be open to children?
You know, I believe that because we're going to have a mix, we're going to have a multi-generational experience, I believe. So as long as the child is not too small, where the parent doesn't feel like they're getting away. You know, we wanted it to be multi-generational and active, but I think that this particular class is going to be geared more towards teenagers to adult age.
Okay, and it's just a one-day class?
At present, yes.
Now, how could a one-day class be a benefit to someone?
Anytime you step out of your box, especially if you have made a decision that this is something that you want to do, people take movement, especially if they feel like they're not dancers. It's so far out of your box that you could be planning it for months and months just to attend this one-day workshop. And what happens is, if you get your courage enough to go in and try something, adults, we become very easily embarrassed, whereas children will just go for it. But if you allow yourself to access your inner child and take that leap of faith and trust in the experience, in the environment, in the instructor, you're going to get much more than just learning a dance technique. You're going to get what Fennell Feliz is about.
How did you start dancing? Were you young?
Yes, I was. I was very fortunate. I started dancing, according to my grandmother, when I was 2. Mm-hmm. She said that
So you were dancing before you were walking?
That's what they told me.
Yeah.
She said that I would wait until the floor was freshly mopped. Maybe it was because it was shiny. And that's when I walked across it, and she said I was a brat. But even though that we as a family didn't have much, my parents did make sure that I was able to have dance lessons.
Were you born in the United States?
I was born here in the United States, yes.
Okay. Now, did your parents immigrate from another country?
Actually, I've had parents change over the course of my lifetime, so I've got different sets of parents. It's kind of an unusual situation where I got split from my parents very early. So what happens is, I think that had a lot to do with the world becoming my parent, and that's probably why I can go anywhere in the world and be with a family, be with a group of people, be with the community, and sit and become a part of their family. I really feel like I'm more of a child of the world.
Well, and that leads into the next question. The reason why I asked about your cultural history, but doesn't different cultures have like different forms of dance? Not
Absolutely.
like I interviewed a woman who did belly dancing, you know, versus like an Indian or Pakistan or Brazilian dance. Is there, by the way, is there a particular style of dance that you're more drawn to, that you work more with in your workshops?
That question, is so interesting because my formal training was classic. And then what happened was...
When you say classic, like ballet?
Like ballet, things that we would know, like jazz, tap, ballet.